some toys in here.
Hey, what's up everyone? Today is Demand Child. Okay, so today for review, gonna go over the Master Universe Origins Turtles of Grayskull KRANG figure box set, deluxe box set, which is just a Walmart exclusive. I gotta say, it came out really cool. I love the overall size, all the accessories he's packed with. The only thing I'm disappointed with is that I thought he would come with a another build-apart for that Roboto figure that Mouse Jaw came with, in the Slaker figure that's going to be a Target exclusive supposed to come with. I thought he would come with one, but I don't see it. Side that, really cool box, and yeah, neat looking figure with all accessories. And as far as the art on the top, nothing special. This has a Turtles of Grayskull logo exploding outwards like all those figures come with. We have two images of Krang, of course. Up here, looks like you see the little brain in the middle waist. And he just looks like he's getting ready to pound somebody. And over here, it looks like he has a ball of mace or chain of mace that attaches to one of the hands. And it's interesting. So we have the alien brain and a Megator android. So the overall sculpting or design of this body pays homage back to Megator, the figure. And then dropping back down just has the Master Universe and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cross sticker on the front of the packaging, as you can see. I like the overall design, too, of the card. I guess I should have mentioned earlier. You have some rocks or like something going down in the sewers. You see the piping and all the green ooze all over the place. I like that they did that for the art in the box. And spinning the box around, here's a quick look at the art in the back. Just incredible. Look at that. So we have Raphael battling out with Krang. Looks like he has his ball and chain on the right hand, axe in the left. And we also have Snake Mountain up on the background with planets and cosmos going on. Purple smoke. Really cool. And there's a close-up of Krang's bio. You want to pause and read that? And then dropping down, it just shows Krang's action features and accessories. And here's some more art on the right-hand side of the box, looking from the window of Krang, getting ready to look like in a taunt or fighting stance. And here's the other piece of art on the left-hand side of the box, looking from the window. Once again, a Krang getting ready in a battle pose, but now he has an axe instead of ball and chain on the right hand. Okay, so before we take a look at the Krang figure and his accessories, so you get this cool, it's not a comic, it's like a info card or collector's card. So we have an image of Krang in the main android body in the front, right? And you can see the Turtles of Grayskull logo in the back. And if you flip it around, so it kind of gives you all the information between Krang and Megator. So we have, Krang is a genius alien warlord, master strategist and tactician, Dimension X gadgets and tech. Cool. And then Megator, so his giant strength in an android body, grows to giant size and has weapon augmentation. So it's almost like Megator was converted to this android body for Krang to control. It's pretty neat. And now here's a quick look at Krang and Megator and all accessories at a package. Yeah, really cool figure, just with the overall size, what they give you. Even the little Krang brain is pretty cool as far as the detail. You get this middle piece now. Obviously, this is going to go in between to put Krang in later on. Or you can just leave him as Megator as his own figure. I want to do a quick comparison with size before we get into these other parts. So here's a quick comparison with Megator. Obviously, just with his normal body without the Krang cage in the middle and Krang inside against Shredder and Raphael. Of course, I'll do some more comparisons later on towards the end of the video. I just want to show the overall size. So, yeah, he's all new. I want to say tooling, but I think a lot of these parts might have been used from the WWE line, which I didn't collect. Like maybe Andre the Giant or something like that. I know they made a couple large figures. That's where I'm guessing a lot of the, like the arms, the legs, the torso, and stuff like that came from. Even has bigger boots. Let's see, as far as the hand real quick. All right, so it's a typical Origin style peg, but yeah, really, look at the size of that body. Pretty cool. Okay, so bringing in Megator for a closer look, or if I call him Krang, excuse me, I just think of the whole package as a Krang figure, which is technically the brain part. Yeah, look at that head sculpt. Awesome. He has this plated, like, shield helmet over the face, you can see. Excellent details, the painting around the face mask itself, which this is all part of sculpt. Has these, like, little android kind of ears or bolts or something coming off from the head. There's a warped on the side, the head. All right, but yeah, it's all, again, all part of the helmet. Has a little hair piece on top. Oh, okay, so that spins too. Does it articulate? Yeah, it kind of articulates all around. It looks like if you wanted to pop it out, you could. Let me see if it comes out. Yeah, mine's stuck. I'm leaving it. I don't think it's meant to. I don't want to break it. But anyway, now this helmet piece slash face mask is all, it's its own piece. I don't want to say it's part of the sculpt, but it is glued onto the head. Mine's not coming off. You can see that. It's a separate piece. I don't know if you remove it, what will be under it. Doesn't look like it wants to come off. And on the box, it shows images where you can see eyes, but right now the eyes, as far as it's figured, are just painted red, you know, like cybernetic or something. Has a couple cool fangs going up, as you can see. Look at it. It's just the head itself, how large it is. As far as the articulation, you can spin left to right, go down about that far and back. And let's remove the head for a minute. And with the head removed, it's a typical Origin style peg. And what's cool is so you can put other heads on this body. Just for example, real quick, I'm going to put the Shredder head on this body and see what it looks like. And now take a look at that setup for fun. That's really cool. Put a Shredder head or helmet on this body and it fits that ball peg. That works awesome. Okay, so putting the head back on, moving down to the body, arms and buck. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is right with the eyes. I looked on the box again. I thought it in the image, in a small image, it showed eyes, but no, it just had the red cybernetic eyes inside the mask. That's right. Anyway, yeah, look at the size of that body. Has a really cool, like chest armor, going back to what Megator has, something like that. At least going back to the classics or the vintage figure. Yeah, cool chest armor piece, right? You got the skull. It's like a molded in a metallic silver color. And look at that chain. It's flat, but it's so it's all part of is this all part of the sculpt? Yeah, so this is sculpted onto this piece, but the chain looks like it's painted separate. See, it goes all the way around the body. Look at that, all the way around the back. Well, that's a cool piece of armor. Wow. You can even put a weapon back here. So to remove this, there's a couple snaps on the left and right side. So I'm just going to break those. And then I'm going to pop the right side as well. And just, again, you put your finger here and it snaps apart like that. And then that whole armor chain piece flips right over the head and body. And now here's a closer look at that armor off the body. Yeah, I love it. Awesome detail. So you can see the chain's flat for the most part, but excellent sculpting. Again, this chest plate. And you can see how these two pieces, they have like little tabs in there, how it would snap back on and they lock. And now here's a quick look at Megator, the Megator body without the armor on. And I'm going to leave it off for now because it doesn't hinder anything with the articulation. So taking a look at the overall body and arms. Now going back to the arms, I'm going to bring in Mutant He-Man real quick for another comparison. My point is, it's just he's using the same arms as Mutant He-Man did, but again, larger legs, a buck, that's different, where the Mutant He-Man just used regular Origin style legs. So again, I think this figure goes back to Andre Giant from the WWE line, I think anyway. So we know he spins at the waist, right? Come apart at the waist, which that's how we're going to put that other centerpiece in a little while. Yeah, look, just the overall, he has like Origin style abs in the sculpting as far as the muscle aesthetics, but of course larger body. There's a front and back. So as far as the articulation with the larger arms, we can go up, down, left, right. All right, bend all the way up the elbow to the face. The other sides are all the same. And as far as these arms now, let me take one out of the body. And it's a typical Origin style plug, so if you want to change the arms out of this body or put this on other figures for customization, you can. So putting the arm back on, we already went over the articulation. We know he bends up to the face, can spin at the elbow as well. So moving down to the hands, he has two identical weapon gripping hands as far as left and right side. So they can spin, right, go in and out. And I already took one out earlier. So we know these removed for the weapons, which we'll do soon. But again, now I'm going to remove the right side for a second. And again, with that hand removed, we know it's a typical Origin style peg. And as I already said, the hinge joints go in and out. And now these bracers also come off the arm as well. So if you wanted to take these off and not use them, just put the hand back in, which doesn't make sense, kind of hides the gap. And here's a quick look with both of these bracers off each arm. I just put the hands back in. So if you just wanted to, set them up with hands as big gloves and no bracers, you can do that. And now, once again, I took the hands off. I put both bracers on because they just look better and they kind of hide the gaps, everything. So while I had the hands off, let's go over to two accessories that can fit on each arm. So taking a look at the first accessory, of course, it comes with this axe like we've seen on the box art. Yeah, it's its own sculpt, a whole new design. I mean, really cool detail. Has some battle damage going on. Sculpted in, even some damage on the outer edge of the blades. Pretty cool handle. Has like larger, almost like a mace handle at the bottom. And of course, we have a plug that's going to snap in one of the arms, or you can use one of the hands just to hold it. And then moving on to the second accessory weapon, of course, there's his mace or ball and chain with spikes. That is awesome. Again, it's a whole new sculpt design piece, I think. I don't think the WWE had anything like this. Might be wrong. But yeah, look at that. All the spikes. So we have a brown piece of flexible chain with individual links, sound like sculpted links like it's armor. And again, you have a similar mace or bottom piece with the plug that's going to go into one of the hands. So once again, going back to the Megator body with both hands off, and I just left the wrist bracers in because, as I said, it makes sense. I'm going to put the ball and chain in the right hand for now, and you can see it's just going to plug right in. And now I'm going to put the axe on the left side, so we're just going to set them up with two dual weapons without the hands. And now here's a look with that setup. So yeah, we have the Megator body still as its own thing without Krang in the middle yet. And yeah, it's pretty neat that you can use the weapons on both sides, because when I've seen early images, I wasn't sure if you could do that. I was only meant to have a weapon like on the right side, like a Fisto Fist or something like that. And of course, you can switch the ball and chain on the left or the axe on the right. I think it would make more sense as a tactical advantage to just have a hand on one side holding the axe and a mace on the other, vice versa. But it's cool you can do that with the articulation, swing this around, hit your opponents. And now to switch some things up, so here's another look with Megator with the ball and chain on the left side. I put the hand back on, just put the axe on the right, and of course put the armor back on, so take a look at that. Pretty cool. Alright, so moving on, I took that ball and chain out of the left side, put the hand back on, because it just kind of gets in the way. Let's finish up the lower part of the body and articulation. So moving down, we know he spins at the waist, comes apart at the waist, we have the armor back on, as already mentioned. Yeah, he has a cool new belt and loincloth, a piece of chain sculpted across there. Now that's its own piece. I already said he spins at the waist. You can see that. Now as far as this belt, to remove it, right, so once again, I'm going to pop apart the waist, and this is going to come right off. And here's a closer look at that loincloth and belt setup that I just took off the body. And now, putting the body back together once again, I'm just going to leave this loincloth belt off. Let's finish up the articulation. So yeah, he has another loincloth or wrestler-style, WWE-style shorts underneath, you can see. As far as the leg articulation, so you can go all the way out with a split. So you can do some cool high kicks you want to. You can kick maybe about that far forward, which is pretty good. You want to go about that far back. You can bend all the way up at the knee. You can spin at the knee. The legs are all the same. You can spin at the boot. As far as the foot, you can go up. Let's see. Is it backwards? Okay. It's stuck. Go up and down, rock side to side. Again, the other foot's all the same. And these are larger style boots, but let me take one off. And with one of the boots off, so it is a typical Origin style peg, you can see that, but again, it's a larger boot compared to like something like a regular He-Man boot that's on a mutated He-Man. And real quick, while I had the boot off Megator, I just put the He-Man boot or the He-Man from the mutated He-Man on this leg. So again, we know that the peg fits, and that's what it would look like. And finally, moving on to Krang's or Megator's final accessory. So of course, he comes with the, I want to say the cage for Krang or the control center. Really cool details. There's like brickwork all sculpted around it. It's cast it in like a metallic gold color. So you can see the top part where the upper part of the body will sit on top, right? And it's the bottom. And this little door swings open, which is pretty cool. So there are two different pieces. Now, you can see there's a plug inside there. And checking out Krang for a minute. Now, this guy looks really cool. I mean, I think it's decent detail for a Krang brain figure for the Origins. Good sculpting and paint for the eyes. The mouth. Of course, the mouth is closed, right? Tentacles are pretty flexible. They're not on bendy wires or nothing like that. You can see the overall detail. Now, you notice there's a big cut in back of them, which is a plug hole. And if you go back to this waist piece or command center cage, so Krang is pretty much going to just fit right inside here. You're going to push him and adjust him until he sits on a peg. And that's what stops him from moving around. And then you'll close the door, just the tentacles. Let's put one in the middle, one out for now. And it closes, and that's pretty much how Krang sits in there. That's a neat idea. And now jumping back to Megator one more time. So, of course, we're going to break the lower part of the body in half. I'm going to put the belt and loin guard back on. Now we're going to take this centerpiece, make sure it's right side up, or there's Krang where we put him in. I'm going to snap this piece down and on, and that can articulate. And then we put the upper part of the body on top. And now there's a look at that setup. So yeah, we have our Krang all set up, Megator in the Megator body. So we already went over everything as far as it goes on. Now we know we can spin up at the upper part of the body, but he can only go left to right about that far because it gets, okay, the stop in the back hinders it. But as far as the lower part of the waist, it can spin all the way around. And yeah, so we just have the setup. We have Krang. I'm going to leave the axe in hand, the other wrist on for now. But he's really tall, and he's heavy, by the way, too. So you got to kind of position him in your legs so he doesn't fall over. Let me see. So, all right. So right now he's standing okay. And now with the same setup, let's put the ball and chain on the left side. So I'm going to take the left hand out again. And then put the ball and chain back in. And now there's a look with that setup. So yeah, we have pretty much Krang and Megator built, going back to his whole idea or concept. Of course, I got the axe in the right hand with that fist, the hand on for now. We'll change that with the axe, give him two weapons again. And as far as this mace, it's really heavy. So kind of throws him out of balance. Might be easier, you know, if you just leave it on the ground. But if you raise his hand all the way up, put this back, it makes him want to fall over sometimes. You got to mess around with the feet and the legs. because he is a tall figure. But side that, man, that is a cool looking figure. And now here's one last look, or final setup of his accessories, or at least the weapons attached to the hand. So, of course, once again, we have Krang built up with Megator. And I just put the axe now back on the left side, took the hand out, and I put the ball and chain on the right just for something different. So we have the whole setup with both weapons in hand. And he's balancing okay. So, you can see I spread the right arm out like he's getting ready to swing this. It just hangs there. Again, this is really heavy. Okay, so once again, moving back with some size comparisons. So, of course, now we have our Krang and Megator all built up. The height different from the beginning of the video. We just had him as his own individual android figure before we had the middle piece in and Krang in. Here's Shredder once again as a size comparison. I mean, look at the size of this guy. Now, I did fix one of Krang's tentacles. It should come out this, the insider's piece instead of the middle. I mean, it doesn't matter. I did that. I left the ball and chain on the right side. I put his hand and axe back on the left just to have a hand, kind of going back to the images on the box. Now, my Krang, once again, I said he's heavy. He's falling all over the place. I mean, of course, when I rotate the base, it don't help. I did put a clear figure stance. Came from like Spawn or something like that, or NECA. And a lot of these pegs do fit in the feet. It does help him balance, but the problem is the feet on mine are becoming very loose. Now, I have this joint fixed liquid. I might have to put that in the feet to help him balance. Side that, that's those two together. And now here's a size comparison, once again, of Krang and Raphael. And now here's a quick size comparison with the new mutated Ram-Man against Krang all built up. Check those two out. And here's a side-by-side with Leonardo against Krang. And now I want to bring in a cartoon He-Man as far as a size comparison look, once again, against Krang. And then for the next comparison, I just wanted to bring in a regular Origins Skeletor, once again, against Krang, with the normal Origins aesthetics like He-Man would have. He's from the Screech 2-pack. That's those two together. And for one last comparison, I also wanted to bring in a Masterverse figure. This is the new He-Man from the Revolution cartoon, or Battle Armor He-Man. I have his cross armor on, as you can see, and I put a regular power sword in hand. But what's also cool with Krang built up like this in the Megator body is he can work with the Masterverse or Classics line as a figure, just his overall size and what he looks like. Okay, so that's pretty much my review on the new Master Universe, Turtles of Grayskull, Krang, and Megator figure. I gotta say, one of the coolest figures of the year. I mean, just the art on the box, the accessories it comes with, his size. Yeah, I like that little Krang figure himself. I like the way the whole section or this piece snaps onto the upper and lower body, and you don't have to use it. You can make him his own figure. I also think it's neat that they took the inspiration from Megator himself, that vintage inspired figure, and that's kind of where they come up with this cybernetic body for Krang himself or Megator himself. He is top heavy, as I said, and my boots are loose. Again, I could fix those. It's neat, too, that you have interchangeable accessories for the left and right side. You can just put the hands in and put weapons in each hand or semi-weapon. I like that head. The armor, too, is an awesome job. Now, he's pretty big as far as like part swapping, putting He-Man armor or Skeletor, trying different things on him. I don't think it's going to work because his body's too big. And same thing putting his armor on other figures. I think it's going to be too sloppy. It's kind of his own thing and own design. Side that, I think he came out great. And I can't wait for more figures. So I appreciate everybody watching. And until next time, take care.